I got early access to the Sub Paragon and we're going to use it to beat Elite Bloonarius on the new map Sulfur Springs. We need to cover what this Nautic Siege Core does though to know how to use it. When on the surface, the sub has vision of everything any of your monkeys can see, just like advanced intel on a normal submarine. Additionally, it fires a stronger version of preemptive strike missiles at every balloon that spawns, even if it's just a lowly red balloon. Then you can submerge this guy and he will deal aura damage in his radius just like the Energizer, but he will also provide damage and pierce buffs to all heroes and subs inside his range. I mean, even a 200 submarine was dealing over 40 damage per shot with this on him. Additionally, he keeps the Energizer's cooldown reduction buff while submerged, and this even affects Paragons. Yes, Paragons. I tested it a bit and found that it reduced the cooldown of the Master Builder's Sentries by 12.5%, the Navarch's Hook by 11%, and the Magus's Arcane Metamorphosis by 9%. I assume these are all custom and can be changed individually by Ninja Kiwi, but none of them got shorter when making a higher degree Nautic Siege Core. Finally, he has an ability called Final Strike. This ability makes the sub wait idly for 15 seconds while he prepares to fire a few missiles. They deal absurd damage as well as leaving radioactive material behind on the track that continues to damage balloons that pass over it. But with that, let's jump into this new map. There is a path of lava that the balloons follow and 3 islands in the middle of it. The balloons loop around each of these islands once, giving us plenty of time to pop them on their way to the exit. Plus, there's lots of space for us to make money, whether that be boats or banana farms. We started with our free Dart Monkey and Geraldo. This let us get his action figure around 6 and a farm up and running on round 12. But this is where our defenses started to fail, especially with tough rounds like 14 and 15 coming up. So we really had 2 choices. Either we could get down a submarine near the start, or we could get one of Geraldo's shooty turrets. Naturally, we went with the latter because I wanted to see if it could fit on the ring bordering the pool, and it totally did. There's a surprising amount of space up there. But this plus a balloon trap carried us all the way to the first tier of Bloonarius. We sold all our farms, got a tax zone, embrittlement, and a couple boomerangs at the end of the track. This gave them plenty of time to pop any rushes that headed their way, especially since we gave them a Berserker Brew. Then all we had to do was wait for Bloonarius to complete his loop around the first little island, and our tax zone took him out in the middle of round 44. We sold these defenses and started our mid-game farming. This consists of 2 balloon traps, a Monkeyopolis, a BRF, an overclock, and something to pop the moat, and a destroyer was perfect for the job. I've never defended with him before, but I could place it in the perfect spot to pop the blimp layer and let the ceramics loop back around to the balloon trap. Accidental perfection. Then we just filled most of the map with marketplaces and central markets while we waited for round 60. Here we just defended with a Mad and Glaive Lord, overclocking the Mad whenever possible. This popped the tier 2 on round 64, giving us plenty of time to farm away. But we did something I've never done before. I started defending with submarines because I wanted to start getting pops on these guys for when we make the Sub Paragon. So I filled the center of the map with subs and placed BRFs basically everywhere else. This brings us to round 79 and we had a decision to make. Here, I normally get a budget Paragon in a degree 20 Glaive Dominus, but I got a tip that the Apex Plasma Master is amazing on this map as the entire track is surrounded by obstacles. So we got a bunch of 022 Dart Monkeys to get the 100 upgrades sacrificed, and shortly after Bloonarius spawned, we had enough money to make our Paragon. At first, I was sad it was only a degree 36, but once I couldn't see the lava anymore because of all the snowballs, I was okay. This popped Bloonarius in just a few seconds, and we even had fast forward off. Kinda crazy how well he worked on this map. To let our subs get more pops though, we sold the Apex Plasma Master and continued on. We filled the map with submarines and most importantly Paragon totems. Twitch chat knows how bad I am at remembering to place these, but I only missed a couple, which is really good for me. Anyway, we were sitting pretty for the round 100 boss, but I got a little greedy. Instead of making the Nautic Siege Core now and having it for the boss, what if we waited 2 rounds to complete the ring of totems around the central island? This also lets us make more money and get more pops to sacrifice to the Paragon, so it might be okay. So on round 102, after almost leaking, we sold the NFT and maxed out the sacrifices for the submarine, and we perfectly hit degree 80. Beautiful. This thing instantly started shredding and I wanted to put him on strong to focus Bloonarius, but we had almost no defenses at the end of the track and tons of DDTs and fortified bads were heading that way, so we had to leave our massive submarine on first to make sure nothing leaked. This still popped him pretty quick, just not as fast as we could have. From here, we filled the map with Buccaneers because you know we're getting the Navarch to pair with this guy. So we put our Siege Core on submerge mode so our bucks could deal some damage, and we continued to place totems every round. But then I had an idea. What if we used Final Strike during this time when we don't need him attacking just to see how much it does? The 15 seconds counted down and the start of round 114 got obliterated. Every bloon was instantly destroyed and the entire first circle was covered in radiation. Pretty cool to see, but it did steal quite a bit of damage from the Buccaneers. Oh well. After some bloons got pretty far in round 115, I unsubmerged the sub to prevent any leaks and coasted to the final boss. Here we sold everything and made a Nautic of the Seas. It's a massive degree 77, but I'd be lying if I wasn't disappointed that it didn't make it to degree 80 along with our submarine. Then we prepared everything we needed for an Apex Plasma Master near the back of the track and purchased a Cripple Mob and Super Brittle for a little extra support. This left us with enough money to make a degree 50 Dart Paragon, which will lock up the back and prevent any leaks. But here is tier 5 Bloonarius versus our Nautic Siege Core, Nautic of the Seas, and Apex Plasma Master. Not bad. 35.9 million damage on our degree 80 Nautic Siege Core to take down Bloonarius on the new map Sulfur Springs.